Good afternoon, and hopefully we are now live in various places. Um, it's lovely to be here with you this afternoon. I thought I'd come on and do a live. It's been a very long time since I have done that. Um, so here we are. Shall I bring myself onto the screen? You can tell it's been a long time since I did a live, can't you? Can't find the right buttons. So here we are. Here I am. So hello, my name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. And it is fabulous to have you come and join me as I do a little bit of crafting this afternoon. I've been spending the day just trying to sort myself out, trying to clear a bit of space. There's still a lot of clutter behind me, but believe you me, I've been clearing some space. And I thought, let's come on and do a little bit of crafting. Let's have a bit of a play this afternoon. So I'm only going to do one project this afternoon, and I'm going to try and do you another video a bit later in the week doing the second project with the same suite. But I thought I've got just time to come on and make one card before I need to start getting the tea. We shall have a hungry husband home before much longer. So yeah, have to do that job as well. So let's quickly introduce myself. So my name is Helen Jennings. As I've said, you'll find my website and all things pertaining to me over on Love-a-Duckie.co.uk, and you can see that scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And you'll find me anywhere on social media under the name of Love-a-Duckie. So that's what you need to look for if you're looking for me anywhere out in the world of social media, whether that's Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You'll find me there with Love-a-Duckie in all of those places. So I am going to quickly share my screen. Let's bring that up. And this is indeed over on my website. And on my website, you will find a list of all of my upcoming classes and events. And you'll be able to click through on there and sign up to join any of those. Quite a few of them are available as a kit through the post, as well as in-person kits, in-person classes. So the ones coming up, we've got a Saturday Stampers on Saturday, and if you would like to come, I could still fit you in. So do let me know. And the theme for that is all creatures great and small. So we will be creating cards for various occasions, but the stamp sets and things and bundles that I'm using all have an animal theme to them, so that should be a fun day. An all-day event, as I say, from 10 till 3 on Saturday, and it would be lovely to have you there if you are able to join us. And the monthly card club this month of July is using the Florals in Bloom suite, which is a beautiful suite. In that that class, you get a kit of product, including papers and ribbons and embellishments and things, and cardstock, and all the instructions. And we make 5 different cards using that suite at our monthly card clubs. If I scroll on down, the technique class this month for July is going to be using flip flaps. So flip flaps are one of the new products that we have launched that are predominantly to do with our memory keeping, scrapbooking, those sorts of things, but there's no reason why you shouldn't use them in your card making, and we're going to be exploring that in our technique class this month. And then for our Stamper Stack class this month, we're going to be using the Along These Lines stamp set, which is a fun stamp set. I should enjoy playing with that. Also sneaking in the month of July, on the 19th of July, is a Christmas in July event. Obviously, you know, we've been sweltering in heats here in the UK this week. So obviously we're starting to think about Christmas. So we have an all-day Christmas in July event on Saturday, the 19th of July. And it would be lovely to have you there. do feel free to bring your tinsel. And then there's a few events there up already for the month of August. So do go on over and check those out on my website. As I say, that's lovaduckie.co.uk. And at the top here, you'll find a tab that says events and classes. And there's either a calendar that you can go and click through to, or if you go to this all craft classes and events, it will bring up this page where you'll be able to see all of the pictures and click on which ones you're interested in. So it would be lovely to see you there. And while I'm sharing my screen, let's click on over to the Stampin' Up website and have a look at this Floral Charm Suite, which is what we're going to be using today. So if you look on the website, you'll find that there's this click down button that tells you everything that is included in the suite. So there's the Charming Day bundle, the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots, the Floral Charm designer series paper, and some petal pink braided trim. And if I flick through this quickly, here's the stamp set. We've got this really lovely big floral image just waiting to be coloured in however you wish. Smaller flower here and these leaves. Really nice font on this happy birthday. Can't wait to see you again soon. That's lovely, isn't it? You made my day, and thanks for being you. That's a great sentiment. And here's the dies. So this is what they look like when they're cut out. You can see that you've got these dies that are going to cut out your stamped images, as well as these detailed dies, which again, great for adding colour to in a variety of ways, or layering up, all sorts of ways that you can use those dies. Here's the dies as they appear in your pack. Some beautiful papers. We'll have a look at those a bit more closely in a minute. This great trim. It's really beautiful. So yeah, a great little trim, and these lovely faceted gems. And here are just some of the projects that the Stampin' Up team have created. So let's come back and let's bring on my downward facing camera. So I'm playing around the way that my screens are lined up at the moment. I have to move my cursor in a way that doesn't feel obvious. So here we have in front of us, say this, the bundle is lovely. Is that going to come up? And we see that it's a little bit blurry. There we go. It's trying very hard to pick it up, but you can see it's this sort of braided effect on this trim. Really beautiful in this petal pink colour. And then we have the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. So they've got these sort of little facets on the top that catch the light and give them that shimmery effect. And you've got this sort of petal pink, say, is that petunia pop or is that strawberry slush? Let me see if I can bring them up. I'll bring up the looking berry burst, neither. Petal pink, night of navy, berry burst, but it would work also with petunia pop. Yeah, so really lovely little faceted gems just there. Let's have a quick look at these papers because they are beautiful. So one side features these florals, and I love the sort of muted tones on this particular paper, and the other side is sort of a backgroundy leaves and things. That's in a pretty peacock. Here's a pretty pink one, and then we've got this lovely background there. I'm assuming again is berry burst, seeing as that's the colour in our dots. Got this leaf print like this. This is quite nice, isn't it? This sort of flowers in the background there, which would work beautifully with that paper. And that is just this lovely green. Great backgrounds. This is rather beautiful. Around on that. So again, that sort of floral background image. And then look at this one. This is stunning. A really gorgeous paper. And on the back there, got some Blackberry Bliss. They're really lovely papers. And altogether, very charming. Floral Suite, as the name would suggest. So let's have a quick day. Let's just say make ourselves up a card, and then I'm attempt to do another video later in the week with a second card using the same suite. Sorry, I've just had a comment of the message pop up, but it's nothing urgent that we need to worry about. The other thing I'm going to have to play with is these foiled frames and labels ephemera pack. So they come, you get 2 each of these sheets containing, funnily enough, labels and frames. So you can see the different labels there. And they're labels and frames because I don't know if you can pick out, but it's sort of like a double layer here. So this centerpiece becomes your label and this outer piece becomes a frame. If I just pick a few out, there you go. So that's your label and this is gold frame. So they are really rather lovely. So you get 2 each of those sheets. And even when you've popped them out, the pieces that you've popped them out of, you could take your snips and create, you wouldn't be able to get one of each because they're too close together, but you'd be able to pick which ones you wanted and create a second frame with those very easily. Certainly won't be putting those in the bin until I've created the frames and things I want with them. So, where shall we start? I think we're going to go with, we'll go with some of the die cuts, I think. And when I do another video, I'll do the stamps and use stamps and do some colouring. But I think for this one, I want to use a couple of these dies. There's this single image just here. And then there's this foliage piece just here. So I think I'll have some of those. Do I want anything else? Not to start with. I do rather love this big image just here, but I want to start with this one here to start with. And I think we're going to take I think we'll take that label. What paper shall we have? Depending on what paper we go for, will and what colour. We choose for our flowers and our foliage. Perhaps go for that one. We have a little bit of the other side as well. Let's see. So I think because we've got the white on the label, I'm going to go for a white card base. Digging about. Here's one I prepared earlier. I wonder if that's wide enough. Yes, I think it is. Some timid tiger card there to make a card base. So let's bring in my trimmer. Let's just trim this down. So obviously I'm using metric measurements here. Trim that down to 10 centimeters by 14.4. If you were doing this with imperial measurements, you would want to go 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then my paper, I'm going to want to be 9.5 centimeters wide by 13.9. Let's take a strip of that. Let's have a look. Let's go 2 centimeter strip. Just looking to see what colours are in the paper. So the colours that are listed are Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, Timid Tiger. Oh, Night of Navy, which will be the blue that we're picking up in the background just there. And Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to find some Mossy Meadow cardstock. Perfect. We just cut it in half so I haven't got quite such a big piece that I'm going with just here. And let's bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And to start with, I am going to cut one of the floral shapes and 2 of the leaf shapes. Not your cut. I'm just going to get rid of this because I need a second leaf die cut. And to cut. And I only really need the top of this, so let's bring this down. I'm just going to snip off a piece, and this is in Petal Pink. Hopefully, there is some method in my madness. There's no guarantees, but we always live in hope. Bring that down. It's a good job you can't see me on camera, as I've got the handle of my cutting machine caught in my top, using far more than it would be necessary for you to see. Right. I'm going to grab my Timid Tiger ink And so I might take a sponge dauber. Don't use sponge daubers very often. Today is the day. Right, so we have got our flower. Are you going to come out? Do I need to find a pokey thing? Oh no, I think you're going to come out. There we go. And flower top. And then I'm going to take my sponge dauber and some timid tiger ink. I'm just going to add in. These are quite nice because they do sort of pop out and give it a bit of dimension. See if I can just sort of pop it out and catch the edges of that a little bit. And you, let's have you. I'm going to take my snips and that bottom bit there, it's going to want to be green. So we'll just put round here. And we will add that to our flower. So the fact that we've cut it in petal pink means that it's not just a solid orange. A little bit of a shading and very roughly the knees on here. Card, background, a label, a card base. Wondering whether I want to add in a bit more of the blue to this, and if so, how? Look for one of my favourite stamp sets at the moment, which is the Elements of Text. That on a block. Way looks about right. I mean, I think because it is sort of very what is the word I'm looking for? Distressed, I think is the word I'm looking for. Words. I used to have a brain. It's no longer, it fails me often these days. I'm going to stamp it off and stamp it off again. So we're sort of looking at a bit of a third generation text in the background there. Like that. And we bring in some of our braided. And because it's braided, it means we can unbraid it slightly, which is why there's obviously sellotape on the end when it comes to you to stop it unbraiding in transit, as it were. Let's unbraid the other end too. Make it fluffy. I think we'll have that coming underneath our flowers. Like that. Right. Let's do a little bit of building. Now we've done a little bit of arranging. Glue. See, I told you I tidied my desk. Can't find anything. It's all tidy. Well, not quite spotlessly tidy, but getting that way. So we've got Timid Tiger card in the background. This Timid Tiger paper here. I do like Timid Tiger. It sort of is orange without being too in your face, as it were. There's a bit of sort of a subtle orange to it. A bit of toned down orange. Gives it a really warm colour as opposed to a really bright colour. Bring in our little strip of paper just there. Come across here. I'm going to add the label with dimensionals and put it on a bit of a angle. I just seem to have small dimensionals here at the moment. I need to go and rummage in my supplies and find a new of larger ones. But the small ones do the job just as well. It just means you've got more packs to take off. And I've got slightly sticky fingers, which means the backs are all sticking to my fingers. Not good. Right, let's put that on a bit of an angle. To take this thinking how best I'm going to attach that. I think I might. Ooh. My tear and tape appears to have stuck itself to other things. It's unwound a little bit. And to take a bit of tear and tape to the centre of there. And as the name suggests, I'm just going to tear that end. Peel off that backing. I'll put down my braided, fluffy ended twine just there. And let's come in with our foliage. I have transferred some of my multi-purpose adhesive to this fine tip applicator. I'm just going to use that. So I'm only putting glue and things on this bottom edge. I'm not worried so much about the top. That can fly free. To that, and we'll do the same with this piece of foliage. Some doubles of glue on this bottom piece. Overlap that so it's not too wide. So it's not spreading out too wide. So it's a little bit contained. And then we'll have this coming in over the top. But before we stick that down, we will add, she says, here it is, our flower head, our rose that we have added colour to. Let's add that. The top there, a little bit of and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue to this bottom section. But I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals to this top section. Still got a dimensional back stuck to my finger. They do get everywhere, don't they? I'll stick down that bottom part, that top part. It's going to stick up a little bit. And these are sort of flying free to give it a bit of dimension. Let's bring that out. In those pieces at the bottom a little bit. There we go. And let's find some of our gems. And I'm going to go with the petal pink ones. A large one. And a smaller one down here. And we'll bring a larger one just up there. I'm thinking it just take the tin tiger ink. See what water brushes I've got that got the water in. This one has just a little water brush just here. I'm going to add some water to that silly tiger, and I'm just going to add a few splatters on there as well. So there we go. A quick little card using the papers, the braided trim, the dies from that charming floral suite, and also the floral charm. It's not charming florals, although it is a charming floral. It is Floral Charm Suite from the new Floral Charm Suite, which is one of the new online exclusives that launched yesterday. So do go and check out all of the lovely new online exclusives that you'll find on the store. If we come to, let me just have a little play. Doo, doo, doo. Let me bring in my camera, and there we are, new July products. Album retreat. These are all the things that you'll find on the is that going to go to, yes, all the new online things that you'll find there. Beautiful pear suites, really lovely. Some Halloween things, some Christmassy things. Yeah, really gorgeous sunflower embossing folder that I've seen people using already. So some great things on there, new kits that were launched yesterday. So there's lots of new online things to look at, or lots of lovely new things to look at online. So do go and check all of those out. Don't miss out on new online things. And as I say, the suite, the charming Floral Charm Suite, is just one of those things that you will find amongst those new online exclusives. So I hope you've enjoyed that little card. And as I say, I will endeavour to do you another video this week, and we'll have a play with some of the stamps and perhaps do a little bit of colouring and create another project using this gorgeous suite. And don't hesitate to reach out. Just go ahead and shop on my online store if you would like to get it for yourself. Any problems, do reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to help you get that into your craft room, because I'm sure it is a suite that you are going to turn to again and again. It really is rather lovely. So thank you for joining me this afternoon, and I will hopefully catch up with you all again soon. Enjoy your crafting in the meantime.